Another hot day in North Carolina, but another successful day in North Carolina, especially with regards to helping our military. As we've said in the past, both the legislature and this administration firmly believe that we have a responsibility in North Carolina not only to thank the military for their service, but when you come home from Afghanistan, Iraq, and from throughout the world, we want to appreciate you and get you a job and get you the necessary medical help that you might need also. We want to also help your families. And this is a part of that continuation of that effort. And the legislature who's represented in the front and myself have made this a major priority, and we want to thank the members of the military. I've often said that I grew up during the Vietnam era, and my cousin Paul came home from Vietnam through Camp Lejeune. And when he came home, he visited us in Greensboro, and I was 14, 15 years old, and he was wearing a Marine uniform. And I looked up to him. He was my hero. And I didn't realize how much he was struggling. And he struggled even more when he then went home to Seattle, Washington, where he was not given a warm welcome home. In fact, the Vietnam veteran was not treated with respect, and they were treated as the enemy. And ever since that point in time, we will never do that again in our history. And I want to thank these men and women for their service, and let's give them a round of applause for their service. Even though I'm an old man now, you're still my heroes. I'm a lot older than y'all, but you remind me of my cousin Paul. And the good news is his two sons, one's an Army Ranger, and the other one is Navy SEAL. So I'm very proud of them also. And they've been here at the mansion and visited. We want to continue to be the most veteran-friendly state in the United States of America. And veterans are leaders. They're highly skilled and trained and have a history of getting the jobs done. In fact, they're going to help fill the skills gap that we have in North Carolina. We have a skills gap in many manufacturing jobs and accounting jobs and IT jobs and leadership jobs and just maturity of people who are dependable. And we want them to help us any way we can. Now, we're also trying to help y'all. Most people still don't realize we're trying to get the word out that we have a military designated license plate or driver's license for veterans. And so from now on, for the rest of your life, as you live here in North Carolina, when you go get your driver's license, we will put veteran on your driver's license. So when you go to the movie theater or go to Rite Aid or any other thing which gives discounts to veterans, you don't need to pull out all your papers. You can just pull out your driver's license. And I'm very proud of the work that Tony Tate and Alario and others have done to make that happen. The other thing is we recognize we have some gaps in other skills. In fact, there's a major shortage of drivers, truck drivers in North Carolina right now. We're a major transportation hub in North Carolina with Highway 26, with Highway 85, with Highway 40, Highway 95, and the list goes on and on. And we figured if a person can drive a military vehicle under fire in Afghanistan and Iraq, I think they can do it right here in North Carolina. Amen. And we don't need to put them through the bureaucratic process of going through all the courses when in fact you could test out immediately. So we firmly believe that we want to get you to get your professional license as quick as possible because time is money for you. And we need your help right now in the private sector. So we signed legislation which will provide a pathway into civilian law enforcement positions for recently separated veterans who served in military police positions, another area that we have weaknesses. I'm very proud of the legislatures that we have, Senator Brown, Senator Rabin, Senator Sanderson, Representative John Bell, who helped pass this bill, which allowed us, for example, if we have openings in sheriff's departments throughout North Carolina or 100 counties, you can help fill them. And you won't have to go through the whole bureaucratic process. And if you're already trained in certain fields, you don't need to go through the other training. And that's a major, major bill that we signed recently. The third area is I'm very, very proud of the Veterans Treatments Courts. I'm very proud of this young man of the USO who I've served on their board before I became governor. And they've been helping out an awful lot where we want to help the veterans who maybe when they come home they get in trouble. And we want to give them a second chance when they come home because they deserve a second chance, and we want to continue to expand the Veterans Treatment Courts. So we've made some great strides. I want to especially compliment the people in my administration who are veterans themselves. My DOT Secretary, Tony Tata, who's a U.S. Army Brigadier General, who spent part of his time building roads in Afghanistan, and now he's building roads right here in North Carolina. My military advisor, Cornell Wilson. Is Cornell here? I don't see Cornell, but very, very proud. He's a Marine too. Sorry about that. But very, very proud. In fact, he was stationed at Camp Lejeune. He served time in Iraq and spent some time in Germany. And I'm very, very proud to have him. And then I have this guy behind me to my left, a very calm guy, no passion whatsoever. Ilario Pantano, who served as a U.S. Marine Corps lieutenant, served in Iraq, saw a lot of action, and I'm just so proud of you're willing to help the veterans. They understand the importance of veterans to the state of North Carolina. But today we continue to sign more bills because we're never pleased with the status quo, even though we've made some great progress between the legislature and this administration. And that is first, the in-state tuition for new vets. We've been working on this now for over a year and a half. And we firmly believe that a lot of you are not North Carolina residents, but you're stationed right here in North Carolina. And we want you to stay in North Carolina when you finish your service. So whether you're at any of the military bases, including Fort Bragg, after you finish your service, we'd like you to make North Carolina your home. And if you need necessary education, we want you to help qualify for the residency requirement as soon as possible. And what Senate Bill 478 waives is the 12-month residency requirement for in-state tuition for new and qualified veterans at the UNC system universities and the North Carolina community colleges. This is very, very good news, and I'd like to thank this man right here. Thank you, man. This is an example. Behind me we have the head of Wake Tech, great community college right here in Wake, and also the head of our whole university system. And to have our community colleges working together to help this become law is going to be very, very important for our universities, for our community colleges, and for members of military. And then when you go to one of our local universities or community college, you're going to stay right here in North Carolina, and you're not going to go back home to Minnesota or California. How many of you don't live in North Carolina permanently right now? Any of you? Any home? Are you from someplace else? Any place else? Raise your hand if you're from another state. Where are you from?
New York.
New York?
Ohio.
We want you to stay right here in North Carolina. This bill will become effective July 1st, 2015, in time for the upcoming fall semester. And this new law will boost North Carolina's economy by encouraging the talent to stay right here in North Carolina. And I want to let you know, Commerce Secretary and I are using you as a recruitment tool to bring new industry, because we're saying we got more veterans who are qualified for jobs, and that's how we're going to beat the competition in New York and Ohio, with all due respect. The other thing is commercial driver's license for veterans. Senate Bill 43 improves job opportunities for veterans by extending the time period allowed between a retired or discharged applicant being regularly employed in a qualified position and the date of the application for a commercial driver's license from 90 days to 1 year. And that's a huge, huge benefit, and I want to thank the legislature for doing that. This also provides an additional method of certification of eligibility for the waiver, because certification by a commanding officer by allowing an applicant to provide a Form DD-214 and a military-issued driver's license. And this law will become law today with my signature. And if veterans have already demonstrated the experience and skills needed for a CDL, we should support them and be able to use that skill to get a job, and that this bill builds on that commitment. Taking care of our veterans is a sacred trust, and we're following through with that trust. And I want to thank the General Assembly. I want to thank all of those in the veterans organizations and our academic leaders for making this happen. I am proud to sign Senate Bill 478 and Senate Bill 43 into law at this point in time. And I want to give it to members of the military first. How about one over here, sir?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How about one over here? And let me give a pin to each one of you for your service. It's an official governor's pin. It will not get you out of a speeding ticket.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me get members of the military first. Sorry, they're higher priority than us. Y'all agree with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. We got all of them? One more? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your service.
Young veteran on our team, sir.
Thank you. Oh, yeah,
Student
absolutely. Valerio Pantano, he needs more passion. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Larry.
sir.
Appreciate
God
your
bless you.
leadership.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What we got behind you? Oh, we got that. Thanks for your leadership in the USO. Really appreciate it. You're great, John. John Falkenberry, y'all need to give him a round of applause. He's the USO has just done an outstanding job at the airports throughout North Carolina, and I know you all appreciate their work. I was honored to be on your board for several years.
We're honored.
Tom Ross, thank you very much for your leadership. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And to one of the best community colleges in the United States of America.
Thank you, Governor.
Very much. I appreciate it. I also I would like to ask Senator Brown, Senator Rabin, Senator Sanderson, and John to please come up. Let's give you all each a pen, too. They help make this happen, help lead the effort. Y'all come on up. This shows that partnerships work. Partnerships between the legislature and the executive branch, partnerships between the military and the academic institutions, and partnerships with the people of North Carolina and America. And I'd like to thank everyone here in this audience. First of all, I see a lot of veterans. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. We don't take you for granted in North Carolina. And I want us to continue this tradition in North Carolina for generations to come, because when my nephews come back, my cousins, I call my nephews, my cousins' boys come back from service, and I don't know where they are right now. They don't tell me. I want them to be treated with respect and dignity and given a big thank you. And that's exactly the way I want these men and women to my right and left. And so let's give them one more round of applause and say thank you very much.